Side 2. Unit 12. The Golden Globe Magazine.
Go, go, go!
The Golden Globe Adventure Game.
The latest news. The teams all answered the questions in the museum correctly and took them to the nearest bank. Well done, everyone. The name of the highest balloon was Daffodil, so that was the password. The Sharks were the fastest this week, so they are winning. But who's going to be first next week? Read Go next week and find out.
Unit 12. The Golden Globe Magazine.
Go, go, go!
Rag and tag.
Where are you going?
We're going to ride our bikes.
Oh, no you aren't.
You're going to tidy your room.
Oh, Mum!
Our room is the tidiest room in the house now, Mum.
That looks fine. What about your cupboard?
Don't open that, Mum! Sorry, Mum.
Why do mothers always look in cupboards?
Unit 12. The Golden Globe Magazine.
Go, go, go!
A letter cassette from Australia.
G'day. That's what we say in Australia. My name is Andy. I live with my family on a sheep station in the bush. There are more than 20,000 sheep on the farm. The nearest town is 200 kilometres away, so I don't go to school. My sister and I learn by radio. We have a two-way radio, and we can talk to our teachers. We study history, maths, geography, and other subjects. I like maths best. My nearest friend is Majuru, and he often rides to our farm. Majuru is an Aborigine. Aborigines are the oldest Australians. They were here 50,000 years ago. I'm sending you some photos of Australia. You must come and visit us one day. Yours, Andy. These are my photos. My friend, Majuru. This is our pet kangaroo, Joey. He likes a cup of tea. These are koalas. They sleep a lot. This is Sydney and his famous opera house.
Unit 12. The Golden Globe Magazine.
Go, go, go!
Poems. Here are some of your poems about the seasons. Thank you.
Spring. Spring, you're beautiful. The flowers open, the birds sing. The trees are green. The days get longer. Welcome, spring. Anna. Summer. I like summer because I can swim. I like summer because I can walk on hot sand. I like summer because I can wear shorts. I like summer. Nina.
Autumn. Which season is best? Autumn. Autumn means rain and wet streets. Autumn means yellow leaves are far at home. And football. Yes, autumn's best. Andy.
Winter. In winter I ski and skate on the ice. Winter is cold, but winter is nice. Tom.
Action Book. Unit 12, Exercise F. Listen and write. Which island has got the treasure? Tick the island.
The island has got 5 trees on it. 3 of the trees are on a hill. There is a river on the island. Stand with the river behind you. Look at the 2 trees. The treasure is under the tree on the left.
Now listen again. Write the words. Action Book. Unit 12, Exercise G. Find the sounds. Listen. You can say the letter A in different ways in English. How do you say the A in these words?
Stand. Table. Act. Made. Age. Make. Fast. Angry. Plate. Match. Answer. Ant. Happy. Paper. Arm. Hard. Dance. Favorite.
Now listen and check. 1.
Table. Made. Age. Make. Plate. Paper. Favorite.
2.
Fast. Answer. Arm. Hard. Dance.
3.
Stand. Act. Angry. Match. Ant. Happy.
Fact File. The Aztecs.
When Columbus landed in America in 1492, he thought he was in India, so he called the people Indians. In those days, many different kinds of Indians lived in North and South America. One kind were the Aztecs. They lived in the country we call Mexico today. They called it Anahuac and built a huge city called Tenochtitlan high up in the mountains. Tenochtitlan was probably the biggest city in the world. It was on an island in the middle of a lake because there it was safe from enemies.
The Aztecs had many enemies because they liked fighting and fought most of their neighbors. But they were also farmers. They grew and ate many vegetables, corn, sweet potatoes, tomatoes, avocados, and peppers. Near the city of Tenochtitlan, they made rafts on the lake and grew vegetables on them. They called these rafts floating gardens.
The Aztecs could write, but they didn't have letters like ours. They had picture words. They wrote on deer skins or on the bark of trees. Here are some of the Aztec word pictures.
The English words tomato and chocolate come from the old Aztec words tomatl and chocolatl. Chocolate is made from cocoa beans. The Aztecs used these for money, so chocolate was very expensive.
Rich Aztecs had wonderful jewelry made of gold, jewels, and feathers. Fighters wore feather headdresses. Men and women wore makeup in different colors. The men wore black, white, and blue, and the women wore red and yellow. This was the headdress of Montezuma II, an Aztec ruler. He wore it for important ceremonies. It is now in a museum.
There was also an Aztec calendar. It had 365 days like ours, but it had 18 months. Each month had 20 days, and then there were 5 extra days. This is the Aztec calendar stone, with the sun god in the middle.
The ruler of the Aztecs was called the Ue Atoni, the great speaker. The first great ruler was Itzcoatl in 1426. The last and greatest was Montezuma II, who became great speaker in 1502. Here are the word pictures for their names. Montezuma II made the city of Tenochtitlan greater and richer. Today you can see its ruins in Mexico.
Unit 13, Exercise 1. The last clue. Listen and look. The woman in the bank gave the dolphins the last clue.
What does this mean?
It's a sum. Something plus pounds equals something.
Brilliant, Em. This is a badge. I've seen it somewhere. Polly, have you ever seen this badge?
Yes, it's the UNICEF badge, the United Nations Children's Fund.
Oh, yes. It was in my magazine. UNICEF helps the children of the world. So what does the clue mean?
I've solved it. It's easy. It means UNICEF plus money equals happy children.
They looked at the clue again.
It says PTO. That means please turn over.
He turned the paper over. It said,
£100 your team must raise and take it to the Hampton Maze.
£100? That's a lot of money. How are we going to raise that?
Unit 13, Exercise 2. Have you ever seen this badge? Listen.
Worldwide Fund for Nature. Friends of the Earth. Olympic Games. Greenpeace. UNICEF.
Listen.
Have you ever seen this badge?
Yes, it was on my friend's T-shirt.
Which badge is it?
It's the Worldwide Fund for Nature badge.
Action Book. Unit 13, Exercise A. Listen to Joe and tick or cross the boxes.
Hi, Joe. I'm going to ask you some questions.
OK.
Have you ever seen a ghost?
Oh, yes. We saw a ghost in Cliff Castle in Scotland. She helped us to find the diamonds.
How exciting! Have you ever seen a kangaroo?
Yes. I saw lots of kangaroos in the zoo in the holidays.
And have you ever seen a princess?
A princess? No, I don't think so. No, I've never seen a real princess.
Have you ever heard a dolphin?
Yes, they make funny noises, squeaks and creaks.
Have you ever heard a mouse?
Yes, my friend has a pet mouse. It squeaks.
Have you ever heard an elephant?
Yes, of course. I've heard one on TV.
Have you ever eaten frog's legs?
Frog's legs? Yuck! No, thank you.
Have you ever eaten green ice cream?
Yes. I've eaten white, pink, orange, brown and green ice cream. I love ice cream.
Here's the last question. Have you ever eaten mushrooms?
Oh, yes. I love mushrooms with chicken.
Thank you, Joe.
Unit 13, Exercise 3. Money. Listen. £100 is a lot of money. How much is it in your country's money? £100 is 10 £10 notes, or 20 £5 notes, or 100 £1 coins. There are 100 pence in £1. Look at these British coins. £1, 50p, 20p, 10p, 5p, 2p, 1p. Listen.
How many 50p coins are there in £100?
200. How many 20p coins are there?
Unit 13, Exercise 4. A lottery. Listen. The dolphins went into a cafe. They didn't see the sharks at the next table. I've got an idea, said Beth. Let's have a lottery. Yes, we can make things for prizes, said Polly. I can invent a new computer game and Emma can paint a picture. I can cook a Chinese meal, said Al, and Beth can take some photos. What can I do? Asked Joe. Nobody knew. Where can we keep the money? Asked Beth. It must be safe. Let's keep it in Joe's red box, said Al. They're going to keep their money in Joe's red socks, said Justin. Phew, said the sharks. Action Book. Unit 13, Exercise D. Ask and answer. Listen.
Have you ever been in a balloon?
No. Have you ever had chicken pox?
Yes.
When?
Last year.
Unit 13, Exercise 5. A game. Listen. Ask your partner these questions. He or she mustn't say yes or no.
Have you ever been to China?
I haven't been to China.
Have you seen China on TV?
I've seen China on TV.
Have you read about China in a book?
Yes, of course. Oh, dear. Have you ever met a Chinese girl or boy?
I haven't met a Chinese girl or boy.
Have you eaten Chinese food?
I've eaten Chinese food.
Have you heard the Chinese language?
No. Oops. Your turn.
Unit 14, Exercise 1. The lottery. Listen and look.
Good morning, Mrs. Day. Would you like a lottery ticket?
Yes, please, Polly. How much are they?
10p each.
Oh, that's cheap. Can I have 5, please?
Yes, of course. Here you are. That's 50p, please.
Here you are.
And here's your change. Thank you.
Thank you. Bye, Polly.
Bye, Mrs. Day.
Unit 14, Exercise 2. The winners. Listen.
Whose ticket won first prize?
First prize was the computer game, so Mr. Old won it.
Now ask about the numbers, like this.
Which number won first prize?
Number 287.
Action Book. Unit 14, Exercise B. Choose and write. Listen to the conversation and check your answers.
Good morning. Good morning. What would you like? Can I have some records, please? Yes, of course. How much are they? 50p each. Can I have 4, please? That's £2, please. Here you are. Thank you. Here's your change. Thank you. Goodbye. Goodbye.
Unit 14, Exercise 3. What has happened? Listen.
What has happened to this girl? She's broken her arm.
Action Book. Unit 14, Exercise D. Listen and tick the boxes. Which jobs has Joe done?
Now let's see. What have I done? I've cleaned the windows and I've washed the floor. That was really dirty. I washed it 3 times. I must wash the dishes. There are only 2 cups and plates. I've made the beds and I've tidied the bedrooms, but I haven't tidied the kitchen. I've laid the table, but I haven't watered the plants. Now where are Mrs. Day's specs? I must find them. Are they on the TV? No. Ah, here they are, under the newspaper. Right, so I found the specs. I've given the cat her fish. Come on, dog, we're going for a walk.
Unit 14, Exercise 5. Song. Have you ever?
roaming in the wild. Have you ever eaten ice cream in the sun and smiled? Have you ever raised some money for a hungry child? Together in this world we share, let's help children everywhere. Have you ever watched a comet cross the sky at speed? Have you ever grown a sunflower from a tiny seed? Have you ever raised some money for a child in need? Together in this world we share, let's help children everywhere. 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 This world we share, let's help children
Unit 14, Exercise 6. Joe's Red Socks. Listen. The dolphins had £99.30. The clue said they must take £100 to Hampton Maze. They needed 70p,
I'm going to take my uncle's dog for a walk.
said Joe.
He always gives me £1.
Joe went to the park with Rover the dog. It was nearly dark. He came home. He saw a light in his bedroom. He ran upstairs. He opened the door. There was Tristan. He had Joe's red socks.
Hey!
Shouted Joe.
What are you doing?
Tristan ran to the window and climbed out. Rover was under the window. His teeth went into Tristan's new jeans.
Help!
He shouted,
I hate dogs. Okay, Rover, let him go.
said Joe. The sharks ran away. Fact file. UNICEF. Listen.
UNICEF, the United Nations International Children's Emergency Fund, started after the Second World War in 1946. Many children had no families and no houses. UNICEF gave them food, milk, and blankets. Today, UNICEF works in 119 countries. It gives children clean water, food, and schools. It looks after children's health.
Water. Many villages in hot countries have no clean water. Children are ill because they drink dirty water from rivers. Women and children sometimes walk 25 kilometers to fetch water. UNICEF scientists find fresh, clean water under the ground and dig wells.
Health. UNICEF doctors help mothers to look after their babies. Many babies are born early. They are very, very small. Sometimes they only weigh 800 grams. Many of these babies die. A South American doctor thought of a way to save these babies. He remembered how kangaroos keep their tiny babies warm and safe in a pouch. He asked mothers with tiny babies to keep them inside their clothes next to their bodies in the same way.
Food. 14 million children die every year because they haven't got any food. UNICEF helps villages to grow fruit and vegetables. It gives them seeds and teaches them to grow new crops. UNICEF teaches children about healthy foods. When you give a child food, you feed him for a day. When you teach a child to grow food, you feed him for life.
Schools. Kamala is 8 years old. She lives in a village in the mountains of Nepal. In Kamala's village, there are no roads, there is no clean water, and there are no doctors. Kamala gets up at 5 o'clock every morning. It is dark. She goes to school at 6 o'clock. Here she learns to read, write, and count. Kamala goes home at 8 o'clock in the morning, makes the breakfast, and helps her mother. She fetches water from the river 3 or 4 times every day. She looks after her little brothers and sisters, and she looks after the cows. In the evening, Kamala is very tired, but she must cook the meal and wash the dishes. My days are very long, says Kamala, but I love school. I want to learn. UNICEF helps teachers in village schools and buys books and pens for children like Kamala.
Unit 15, Exercise 1. The Maze. Listen to the first part of the story. The first team came through the gates of Hampton Court Park. It was the Sharks. They ran to the maze. Mandy was there.
Give us the Golden Globe,
said Tristan.
We're first and we've got £125, so we've won.
Well done! How did you raise the money?
Asked Mandy.
We asked our families.
Said Lucinda.
Mummy gave £50.
No, she didn't,
said Justin.
She only gave £15. My father gave £50.
He didn't? You're telling lies,
shouted Lucinda.
Just a minute,
said Mandy.
Here comes another team.
It was the Dolphins. Holly had a big bag of money on her knees.
Well done, everyone,
said Mandy.
Now you must all take the money to the middle of the maze. Remember these 2 things. Your team must stay together and you must go the right way. Good luck!
Unit 15, Exercise 1. The Maze. Listen to the second part of the story. A TV camera in a helicopter followed the 2 teams round the maze. The Sharks ran very fast, left and right. The Dolphins didn't run. They went slowly and carefully. They always turned right. The Sharks were not happy. The boys wanted to go left and the girls wanted to go right.
I'm going left,
shouted Tristan.
And we're going right,
shouted Melissa.
You can't do that. We must stay together,
said Justin. But it was too late. The Dolphins heard a shout.
Hey!
It was Melissa.
We found it! We found the Golden Globe!
Oh no,
said Al.
They've won!
A few minutes later, the Dolphins arrived at the middle of the maze. There was the Golden Globe, and there were Melissa and Lucinda. A man stood next to the Golden Globe.
Where are the boys in your team?
He asked Melissa.
They're coming. They didn't listen, but we've won,
said Melissa.
I'm sorry, you haven't won,
said the man.
We said your team must stay together. So, the Dolphins are the winners! Well done, Dolphins! The Golden Globe is yours!
Action Book. Unit 15, Exercise D. Listen and check your answers. 1.
Why? Hi. Buy. Die.
2.
Said. Red. Head. Bread.
3.
Skate. Straight. Great. Gate.
4.
lake, toothache, break, mistake.
5,
Stay, way, today, play.
Unit 15, Exercise 2. Sharks and dolphins. Sharks and dolphins are different.
Sharks are fish. Sharks are dangerous.
Dolphins are mammals. Dolphins are friendly.
In the Golden Globe game, the sharks and the dolphins did things differently. Take it in turns with your partner to say what the dolphins did.
The sharks cheated lots of times.
The dolphins didn't cheat. The sharks arrived at the maze first.
The dolphins arrived second.
Action Book. Unit 15, Exercise F. Listen and write. The sharks are telling their friends about the Golden Globe adventure game. Only one shark is telling the truth. The others are telling lies. Listen carefully. Put a cross by their name when they tell a lie. Who is telling the truth?
We were the best team. Yes, Lucinda and I found the globe first. The dolphins only found it because they followed us round the maze.
That's right, Melissa. The man didn't give us the prize because he didn't like us.
He gave the dolphins the prize and they cheated.
Yes, we found all the clues first. We were at Stonehenge first. We solved the code first. We arrived at the museum first and answered all the questions first. We never cheated and the dolphins won. Isn't that right, Justin?
It's true we arrived at the maze first, and Melissa and Lucinda found the globe first. We raised more money than the dolphins too.
But he gave the dolphins the prize because he liked them.
It wasn't fair!
Published and copyright Longman Group UK Limited, 1993.